The headmistress said I was a class traitor, and I remember feeling, well, okay, if I've managed that with my first film, things must be pretty good. You know, I was really proud of that, being a class traitor, because I didn't identify with the class that I'd been brought up in, because my mother was from a mining village and didn't really stay at school, and came from a very poor Welsh village and was really from a working class background. My headmistress, when I was at Hampton House, which is the school, I felt she singled me out for particularly bad treatment, and I felt that I was her pet hate, whereas in fact she was just a cruel, rather nasty woman. I don't think they like children. I don't think a lot of these boarding schools like children. You know, we weren't called by our first names, we were called by our surnames. They thought up extraordinarily weird punishments for us, which weren't normal. And we didn't wonder why, and we didn't rebel, and I think this is why I love rebels, because none of us even thought of rebelling. There were 70 of us, and I think probably 10 resident teachers. But when I met them to ask if I could make a film about the school, they assumed I'd be happy at the school, so I lied and I said, oh, it was a wonderful school and all of this. And it was the only film I've really lied to make. And it was a wonderful revenge, because when I was filming things, I could see it from both sides. So there's points in the film where I'm filming hiding behind the girls. I'm feeling like a girl. And then there's points in the film where I'm filming a scene and you can see I'm just not really involved in it in the same way. It was good closing it down, so it was revenge. But the reason I was frightened was because I was frightened of getting thrown out. I was frightened of being caught filming things that they didn't want me to film. There's completely no difference between doing it then and now. It's just as scary every time. I think they're the hardest thing, and I think because I'm really quite a insecure, fearful person in a way, I think that's why I film rebels and people that are changing the world and brave people. In a way, I make the films about people I would love to be like, you know, and celebrate them. Every single one has been really difficult in different ways. And every time I think this one's going to be easy, you know, like the American one, I thought, in Chicago, we've got a flat, we've got hot and cold water, and there were other difficulties. You grow to love people, and then you feel heartbroken at the things that have happened to them and the things you have to film them going through. From each film, I learn that there's no bad, and it's not that there's bad people and good people. There's people that make bad decisions and people that have lucky breaks. That's how it works. Dreamcatcher's we're just finishing editing it. We're waiting for Stevie Wonder to let us use this main character is singing to her kids at the end, and she's wonderful. She's called Brenda, and she sings As, which is a Stevie Wonder song. And she was a prostitute for 25 years. Everybody in the film started at 8 or 9, started having sex with men. It's not really sex, it's abuse. It's about this wonderful women who change their lives. And then the one I've just done now is a portrait of love through the last century, and it's called Love Is All, and it's a sort of history of love in UK, starting in 1898. So it's all archive, set to Richard Hawley music, which I'd never heard of Richard Hawley before. It's like multicultural, it's showing how England is changing. It's about a country who's in many ways changing for the better. I would say Fucking Amal is one, which I love. Lives of Others, I don't know what the name is in German, it's kind of Leben der Anderen or something like that. And then I really liked a film I saw last week, and it's called Wajah, and it's a Saudi Arabian film. So those would be my three. It's all happening, it's all one thing. So I'm a filmmaker and a friend at the same time.